Rituals that exist in human societies are something that has been connected to each other since the distant past. But those customs have changed to a large extent today because people have changed drastically along with the development in the world, physical as well as attitudes and beliefs. But do you know that even though the world is developing day by day, there are still small groups of people and small settlements that carry forward their traditions without making any changes in the world? But we also have a big problem about the extent to which the customs of certain societies are suitable for the current world and human rights. The reason for saying so is that some of those rituals are very inhumane and painful, and sometimes even deadly rituals exist in those societies. So, today we will talk about the types of inhumanity rituals that existed and still exist in some sections of the population. So we invite you to stay with us elite explorers until the end of this journey to discover what you have not seen and heard. Number 7. Severing fingers. We know that when someone dies, all people groups in the world perform different funeral rituals. But we can take them as normal rituals. But the Dani people who live in Papua New Guinea, Indonesia that we are going to talk about follow a completely different ritual from others in a funeral. That is, when someone close to him who lives in the tribe dies, he cuts off a part of his finger so that it is separated from a link and buries that part of the finger with the dead person. They believe that after this ritual the living can get rid of the influence of the dead. However, it is very common for them to get serious diseases due to infections and heavy bleeding caused by cutting their fingers, but it is extremely inhumane to cut their fingers every time their loved ones die. Number 6. Sacrifice of the body to God. This festival, which is held near the 9th lunar month of the Chinese calendar, can also be called the Festival of the New Imperialist Gods. They firmly believe that good will come from performing rituals for the sake of God without eating any meat for 9 days. So now you have a problem. What is the inhumanity of this? The answer to your question will be found when this festival starts. In this festival with very gruesome activities, we can see rituals such as people piercing their cheeks with things like animal horns and sharp weapons, and especially inserting knives, daggers, and spears into the flesh of the body. Simply put, this festival involves sacrificing one's whole body for God. They say that since this is a divine offering, they do not feel pain in any action. However, it is another special fact that after the ceremony, the tribes involved in these rituals are named as the bravest and strongest tribes in that tribe. Number 5. Sharpening teeth. Among the tribes living in Sumatra, this teeth grinding is a very painful and well-known ritual found in Sumatra. This ritual sharpens the teeth of young women of the tribe like shark's teeth using sharp blades and various tools. Not only that, sharpening these teeth without any torture by them increases the inhumanity of this ritual. According to them, after grinding the teeth, the beauty of young women increases and they also get the ability to please the spirits after the ritual. However, as of today, we can see that this custom is gradually disappearing from these tribes. Number 4. Sabini circumcision. The Sabini tribe is another group of people who live in Uganda and follow very strange behaviors and customs. This custom of cutting the sensitive part of the female genitalia in two or removing it completely is very inhumane. Due to the severe injuries caused by this ritual and the internal organs of the reproductive system being damaged due to infections, there is a high probability of infertility in this tribe. They do this inhuman act on the belief that women who perform this ritual live faithfully to their husbands without committing adultery. Number 3. Sati ritual. It is a fact that we all know very well that the Brahmin era in ancient India was an era in which women's rights were completely lost. So this sati ritual is also a ritual that deprived women of their rights and was banned by an Indian governor at that time due to the inhumanity here. Here, when her husband died, a woman committed suicide by jumping into the burning firewood of her husband. Although it is said that this is a suicide, it can actually be taken as a murder. The reason for saying so is that because these women often refuse to jump into the fire of their own free will, the husband's relatives forcefully drag the widow into the burning pyre. It became very popular in India as the Brahmins spread a belief that through this ritual the woman gets the ability to reunite with her husband and all the sins of the woman will disappear. However, anyone can understand that it is very inhumane for those women to go through the pain of being burned by fire while they are alive. Number 2. Shia's circumcision. This ritual, which is very similar to the Sabini ritual we mentioned above, is a ritual used by the Shisa people in South Africa for the male side. After the boy's beard is cut and cleaned, he is taken safely to a hut prepared for him. Later, a surgeon who comes to this hut mercilessly cuts and separates the foreskin attached to the male child's penis using a sharp blade. After doing this, not only is this man forbidden to come out of his hut to receive at least treatment, but another special thing is that he is not provided enough food and drink by the rest of the tribe. Due to the lack of treatment in these men, various infections occur. The sharp blade used for this purpose is used to cut the foreskin of other men, and these men are at risk of contracting sexually transmitted diseases. Number 1. Suffering 1,000 cuts. There is an opinion that men should have rough skin like crocodiles, which we are going to talk about in the Shambri tribe living near the Sepik River in Papua New Guinea. Although it is a matter for us to laugh, you will be surprised to know that if a man does not have rough skin, he is considered as a woman in this tribe even though he is a man by birth. They cut the young man's back, chest, and buttocks like drawing lines to give them rough skin. Because of the roughness of the skin after healing these wounds, there is a belief in them that the man's lameness will disappear and a fuller man will be born. It is also very special that they follow other rituals before this main ritual. Before the main ritual, by treating the men as women in the tribe and humiliating them. Creating the mental level required by a man in them, and during that time by making small incisions to make the skin wrinkled and increase their endurance can be taken as related sub-rituals. After the sub-rites, they are cutting and wounding the bodies of men and cleans with water along with the raw wounds. Due to this ritual, even though the men get rough skin, it takes a long time to heal the wounds inflicted on the body, so it is extremely inhumane that they have to suffer very deadly pain. Now even you can understand how deadly it is to be named as a man in this tribe. So today we talked about the inhuman customs that existed in the world and still exist today. We, the Elite Explorers team, think that we have managed to provide you with a wealth of information about this. So don't forget to comment your suggestions and accusations about the video below. Today we will go and come back with the aim of meeting you again to find what you have not seen and heard on another day. This is your favorite YouTube channel, Elite Explorers. Have a nice day.